Alright, welcome back to the Burglar Report. I'm your weirdly fucking attractive host, Dave Steppenwolf, and this is another segment I like to call Inside My Brain.
Dame tu mano y venga conmigo.
So if you're watching this, like and subscribe. Come check me out. Get on my Twitch channel. We get into further deep discussions on different topics. A lot of fun. In any case, I got a lot of weird theories out there, or in here in my head. I'm a big believer in different conspiracy theories. I like all the UFO stuff. I like when the Ancient Aliens fucking series came out in history. I was whole hog. Don't. I've since backed away from some of that, but my theories are still they're out there. If you know me, pretty fucking weird. So the mechanisms that operate the inside of my brain, they're very open. You know, open to a lot of info, and the processing unit in here is it's whatever. Fuck it. Anyways, topic for today is a theory. Heard it here first on the Burglar Report. Fucking something I've coined. I've not heard this anywhere else, so it's kind of a new thing I'm making up. I call it fuck's in the front door, blood earth theory. Okay, now bear with me. It's a little convoluted. It's a little out there, but I like it, and I think it's a possibility. Now, what's the basis for this theory, you might say? Well, to put it to something, I came up with this before the movie Avatar came out. It's something I've been kind of rolling around in my head, but it's a good connection people can understand. They had the planet Pandora, had that mother spirit, Awa, maybe. Don't quote me on that one. Might have been the name of that. But essentially the whole planet was alive, and it communicated with the animals or with fucking whatever. I mean, I'm sure you've seen Avatar. You've seen the parts with like they're doing the chanting with the spirit and like all this stuff's going through the roots and the vines and the plants. It was like a fucking almost like the trees almost look like neurons in the brain. All the communication gathered together. So, having said that, I kind of liken that to what our planet is. You know, I've said before how you look at an anthill and they can't even comprehend that we're even there. They're just going about their business. Maybe if you get too close and breathe on them, maybe you're trigger some pheromone reaction where they go crazy. But for the most part, they don't have the consciousness or just this simple comprehension to even think about what we are. We're just on a different level. So, my idea is the planet itself is alive. The planet itself, this massive, celestial body that we're floating on, fucking balls out, what it's like 60,000 miles an hour around the sun, rotates like 1,200 or 1,000 to 1,200 miles an hour, somewhere roughly along that, and then we're just blasting through the Milky Way. This thing could very well be alive. I know it sounds fucking weird, but what's ancient cultures? I mean, it was Gaia, Mother Earth. I think they're onto something. I like to look at ancient cultures as some level of truth to it. I mean, you have all these ancient beasts and, the Titans and who's to say Titans aren't real or weren't real? I mean, look at the movie Godzilla. There could be these massive fucking monster type creatures just living in the earth or living at the bottom of the ocean. Well, fucking, we don't know. We've got a short fucking span here of a couple hundred years in modern history, a couple thousand years. I mean, maybe up to 6,000 to 10,000 years ancient history. We don't know shit. The planet's been here for billions of years. They say we're killing the planet. We're not killing the planet. We're killing ourselves. The planet will be just fine. We'll be gone. This thing is alive and well and doing okay. losing its atmosphere a little bit, but that's another topic for the day. We don't want to turn out like Mars, but always a possibility. Anyways, so the planet's alive, by my understanding or theory. And how does that connect to my blood earth phenomenon? Well, the idea kind of sparked from a series I was watching, Hell on Wheels, how they built the railroad. I think it was a Netflix series or a History Channel series. I don't fucking know. I think I saw it on Netflix. And one of the opening credits talk about how it seems like the earth yearns for blood, like how men just constantly fight each other. And I'm thinking, like, why do we constantly fight? What is it that's in our nature that causes us to kill each other? And not just us, animals. I mean, we all know the story of, the Judeo-Christian story, the Garden of Eden, where, man and woman were created. Everybody's running around naked. The man and animals were just hanging out next to each other. There was no, aggression towards one another. Everyone was in peace. And then, the whole knowledge of good and evil, forbidden fruit, all that changed everything. So how and why? For me, I see ancient stories and I see them as a possibility. I've said many times before, this is my own thought, I look at Shakespeare. A rose by any other name is still a rose. So you look at things some would consider God, some would consider magic, some would consider science. Evolution, creation, to me is one and the same. You have different names for the same phenomena. Rose by any other name is still a rose. What was called magic 1,000 years ago has become science. It was also called what the presence of God or divine creation or something along those lines. That's my train of thought. I've always had a scientific mind, but I've always been a big believer, in Jesus and God. So I like to stimulate or kind of get the two in together, and have my own my own creative thoughts. It's a lot of fun. A lot going on in here. It's hilarious. So I mean, if you look at science, we look at what we'd see as like dark matter, dark energy, this unexplained phenomenon. Could be a higher power holding this realm together, holding this dimension together. Who knows? People want to rule out no science. I think people are just arguing science versus. I think it's the same thing. But that's me. Anyhow, back to my theory. This planet is alive. And I think this planet utilizes us as a beneficial parasite. Okay. It gives off energy. Every planet out there gives off some form of energy. And I believe Earth, I think measured it in hertz. It's like 6 or 7 hertz, which is like electromagnetic frequencies in a cycle per second, something along those lines. I think I learned that when I was learning about the old HAARP thing, the high altitude aurora something or other project. I don't know, whatever. So I think maybe going back to the story of the Garden of Eden, where some signal came out that changed everything. Whether it's the whole serpent thing, maybe a different species, maybe the planet went through some changes, but the way it goes through now is the planet feeds off our blood. That fucking makes sense. But not so much the blood, the physical blood itself. Whatever energy could be stored. This is a weird fuck. I'm saying it now, and I'm like, this doesn't make any sense. Some kind of energy, like the DNA strands itself are like almost like an antenna. It seems. You see them, the double helix spiral. There are theories out that that's a receiver for information. I mean, because stuff goes back to where we have some kind of ancestral knowledge of, and it travels through our DNA. There's stuff that we know how to do, even in animals. I mean, they've done experiments in chickens where they have generations of chickens cooped up in the dark, never seen a bird, never seen a hawk, never seen any type of, aerial predator, and then they'll project up into the roof of the inside of the barn or whatever they're covered in. They'll project like a kite, goes across the sky or goes across the top of the roof. Chickens don't do shit. The minute they change the shape to something like an owl or a hawk or something, the birds go ape shit. They've never seen one. No experience with any over generations of being bred in the dark indoors. So there's some kind of ancestral knowledge that is always passed down to us. And I think that's what part of the DNA is. This it's more than just genetic coding. I think it's receiving for information, but it could give off some energy that we just can't measure. Like I said, rose by any other name, still a rose. Different phenomenon, or the same phenomenon by different names, and it's just something we can't see yet, something we can't measure. Keep an open mind, I'm telling you. So the planet itself feeds off our energy and causes the chaos. That's my theory. Feeds off our blood. I mean, the movie, was it Mark Wahlberg or one of the Mark guys? Matt something? The Happening. It was a weird thing where everyone starts committing suicide. Very fucking movie, very fucking weird. And you would see like a breeze. When they figured out what the fuck it was, it's like, oh, this is coming from the Earth. The Earth is directing this. You would see a breeze go across a field, and then like the fucking dude would walk in front of his tractor and just be chopped up. People would just fall over dead. Well, not fall over dead, but just do something to kill themselves. And it was like an Earth's form of population control. That was also kind of, I fed into my theory, like, it's a possibility, because we have this something in us that makes us tribal, it makes us fight with each other, and doesn't seem to be any rhyme or reason. I mean, I know evolution, survival of the fittest, Darwin's fucking theories, I get that, but we have our own theories of advanced civilizations that somehow get past what we're going into or what we're in, and everything's all cooperation and love and peace. Because the way we're going, we're going to blow ourselves the fuck up, and we're not going to get past the next 20 years. So there's some kind of peaceful inhabitants, coexistence that we can commune with Mother Earth or whatever. It just keeps sounding weirder and weirder the more I'm talking about this. But that's just one of my many theories inside my brain. So if you're still watching, thank you. And I'm not fucking crazy. I'm a little crazy. It's all good. I mean, guy in a ski mask. Anyhow, that's it for this week. See you on Sunday. No, Sundays are off. The next segment will be Monday. So check me out. Going live on streaming right now on Twitch. So it's going to be some fun. And good night.